Hello. Right, this is called fire, and you're gonna find particularly your ass is gonna be on fire. You need to have a band, please. A resistance band, resistance loop, a decent heavy one because it is for your bum. Just have that nearby. We'll get to that. Just find some space. We're gonna warm me up just by activating the side of the bum. So going to the one side, and the legs to the other side. Bum, bum, bum. So you're looking to feel a squeeze in the side of your butt. Make sure your knees stay aligned and don't have one knee drift forward. That seems to be the thing that happens the most. If you find it is, if anything, think going slightly backwards. But go for a slow butt squeeze, slow controlled butt squeeze. Lifting the legs. First control how it's lifting should be by squeezing the side of your bum. Bum, 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 bum. Nice, perfect. And just body weight squats. Feet a bit wide in the hips. Squat. Don't worry about deep squats. Just go little mini squats, just warming up the legs. Pushing the knees outwards as you push your hips backwards and down. Chest is staying lifted. I always feel nervous with the ass stuff. There's something about the butt burn you just don't get with any other muscle. My bum already felt a bit tired in the first one. It's fine, relax, going to be fine. And also, like anything, you take as many breaks as you need. And I'm telling you that, so you understand when I do that. And it's okay. Okay, it's a friendly environment. Right, you're going to do a squat and a side leg lift. Squat, other leg. So just that first move and the second move combined. You're not worrying too much about the range of your squat necessarily, but starting to work a little bit deeper into the range. And you should be noticing your heart rate is slightly elevating. Your muscles feeling a little bit warmer. And hopefully I haven't scared you too much. Instead you just feel pumped up to think whatever happens, I'm going to try and beat Helen. That is that's your goal. Nice, perfect. Now just lift the right leg every time. Right leg, a little lower. Right leg, and lower. Just either lightly tapping the foot down, or if you want extra challenge, just don't tap it down at all. So lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Your right leg is moving by squeezing the right bum, but you might also feel this, or might even feel it more in your left bum, because that's the one that's stabilizing you and keeping you grounded. Whoops, don't rub your eye at the same time. And it should just begin a little bit easier, a little bit bonier, other leg. So balance, bend your supporting knee, and then lift and open to the side. Supporting knee is never locked out. So always have a slight bend. It's very rare that you want to properly lock out your muscles. This is the warm-up, by the way. This is the warm-up. And if you've got a bit of a decent burn happening right now, it's not a bad thing. That's what we've gone for. We're looking to heat the muscles up. Nice, perfect. Right, you've got 30 seconds, so grab yourself a band. Grab yourself a band. We're going to do all on one side, do a little bit of core work, all on the other side, and finish with some core work. With some extra butt stuff as well, sorry. Band, pop it around the ankles. Wish my band was like, pink. Then it would go. The important things. So we're going to do the right side first. We're just going to do right leg steps out to the side and tap in. Out to the side, little tap in. To the side, little tap. And that is it. So it's just moving out to the side. So the right leg's moving every time. Your knees are pushing outwards. And the goal here is, did you see what I did first? So first I step my feet out. Instead of staying here and going out and in, I step my foot wide. And then it's wider from there and in. So you've already got that tension in the band, and it's more tension, a little bit less, but still lots of tension on the band. And again, how your leg is moving out to the side is your butt is squeezing. That's the goal. Nice. Then we do the same thing, just tap into the diagonal. So diagonally backwards, tap in. Diagonally backwards, tap in. Little and tap. So the bum, it works in like, it's got a meaty part at the back and on the side, kind of like, it's a big muscle group. So that's why we're changing the angle of the foot to change where we feel it in the bum. So it's now working kind of on the side of the bum and the back of the bum. Oh, it's already burning, so burning. Same thing, but now we're going straight back. So you're just pushing backwards, tap in, backwards, little tap in. Push the leg away and tap. I'm going to show you from the side. So this one, your bent leg is, front leg is slightly bent. Tap as far as you can manage and a little tap back in. Tap and tap. You'll probably also be feeling a little bit of burnout in your front quad. That is fine, as long as you really think about squeezing the butt to push the leg back. And coming in, so they're not quite together, so you still have that tension on the band continuously. Nice, perfect. We're going to go through all three of them. So you go to the side, diagonal, back, and then just reverse it back round. Diagonal, side, diagonal, back, diagonal, side, diagonal, back. Do not panic at all if it is your left bum that is feeling this more than the right bum. You're hoping both are working, but it's completely natural for your supporting leg to actually burn out a little bit more. But wherever you are, can you get your feet a bit wider apart? The wider and harder you press out the band, the more you maximize the strength work in your booty. And this is where it gets a little bit spicy. It's going to go to the side, lift the leg off the ground, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Ah, burns so much. So little leg to the side, little pulsing and a pulsing, do whatever you need for balance, as long as that doesn't mean holding on. So if you're finding you need to hold on, instead go wider and just go little lifts and tap, because your balance is just as important a thing to work on as anything else. Lifting and pulsing. You know we've got 3 angles to do, right? Oh. I nearly went with the black band. I would not have survived at all. Do the same onto the diagonal. Shake off if you need. Diagonal pulses, and pulse, and pulse. You've got a slight tip forward. Not so much that you're absolutely leaning forward, just a slight tip so you can press the band back and back onto the diagonal. Douche. And it burns. Ass on fire. That's kind of back there, just see that, oh my God, my butt. At least we get a break between both butts. And now we're going to go back. To the back. Now, if you're finding that you're feeling this in places other than your bum and your quad, then, and your quad's the front of the thigh, do just shake out. If you find you're gripping the floor with your foot, you might start getting cramp in the bottom of your foot and maybe even feeling tightness more in the ankles or shins. If you feel that, again, take a little break, take a little shake off, release it, and then come back in again. And really trying to get the focus in bum. Bum, or kick the sofa. Yeah. Okay, so high. Oh, yeah. And 2, and 1. And now just take the feet wide apart and squat. And try and squat evenly despite the fact that your legs might be feeling tired. So difference by having the band, you're just going to need to push a little bit harder. And again, that's activating the side of the body. Hopefully, you now feel your bum a bit more in the squat. The squat is predominantly quad muscles, but your bum is also working. Hopefully you feel it a little bit more now. After this, we come out of the legs for a little bit. But we will obviously have to even it out and do the other side. Can't wait. You have to do it now. You have to. Nice, release. So you've got 20 seconds, just get rid of your band. If you need to towel down, have a sit, then do. We're going to a high plank position. That can be, might bring this lower, on the hands, or it can be on the forearms, knees, sorry. So on the knees or on the toes. So you'll be here, on knees, tuck your tailbone under, so you're aiming to not have your hips really low. So it's not that it's a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. but instead almost think like flat like a tabletop. And you get a pelvic tilt to bring your hip bones and a rib cage. So your lower ribs here hits it as close to each other as possible. That's going to get your abs far enough. So this can be on your toes. So I can't say it, toes or knees or toes. Completely up to you. So you might want to take your feet a little bit wider than normal. You're going to lift your right arm out to the side and then back in. I'm going to show you that from the front. So in plank, and right arm to the side and then back in. Right arm to the side and then back in. What I'm hoping you notice in my plank is that it remains staying close to the floor and it's not twisting and opening. If you're twisting and opening, you're trying to square off, maybe open your feet a bit wider or pop down to the knees. As level as you can. Let's do a similar thing, but just lifting your right leg up and down. So lifting the right leg up and lowering down. Up and down. Now this is a long time in plank, so if you need to come out of it and take a little child's pose and do, it's like it's a long plank, but it's short. We've only got about only a minute left after this. That's a long time, isn't it? Lift and squeeze the butt and lower. Don't lift so high that it means your back arches. Just lift a little bit to get a little butt squeeze. Now here's your challenge. Single arm plank hold. So take the legs wide, right arm to the side, and just hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Again, you can pop your knees down. Your goal is to try and keep your hips level. Here's that you're resisting. As soon as you take one hand off, it's going to try and open, and you'll try and keep it level. So it might be that your hand's not that high to the side, but it's quite close to the floor, just hovering off. And if you need a bit less, just very lightly tap it down. So close. Yeah, now do the same thing with the leg off. So holding your plank, lifting the right leg off. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeezing the butt really strong. I say high plank. You could have done this whole thing on your forearms if you wanted to. Holding. Squeezing the butt. And the leg not too high. Not so high that you're arching. Just a little bit, just hovering off the floor. Maintain your brace. Yeah. Oh, release. You got 20 seconds with the band back on. So you know you've done everything once. You've just got to do everything again on the other side. Everything one more time. That is the legs, the band and stuff, and the plank. We only do them once each. So left foot this time is gonna tap out to the side and in. So first thing, get the feet wide. So get the tension and then left foot out, tap in. And out, tap in. Out and in. How innocent does it start? You can't, yeah, what's the big deal? I hope it doesn't finish quite as innocent for you. Leg out there. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Na, 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 na. Nice, perfect to the diagonal. Go tap in. Diagonal. Go tap in. You've got to actually squeeze the bum. You've got to consciously make that decision to make your bum move it. If it's not happening, then sometimes, because the butt does get lazy, just poke your bum, and then your brain can sometimes then tell your body, it's kind of like, that's what needs to be working. You can do that with any muscle, so you can do that with like your chest, if you want to get your chest working hard, your abs. Just helps with like kind of the nervous system and telling you where it is. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah. Just squeezing the butt to the diagonal and now to the back, whoosh, whoosh, tap in. The little tap in is small. You're keeping the tension on the band continuously. Oh, goodness me. Why is it good to have a strong band, by the way? Do we know? No, I'll go on the next one to distract from the pain. So again, the diagonal, we're going side, diagonal, back, and then reverse it. So over to the side, diagonal, to the back, reverse, reverse. Keeping the band as wide as you can. Wide as you can. The wider it is, the more tension there is on the band. Push, and push, and push, So big strong butt. It's good to have a big strong butt. So your goal is to use your butt muscles to help propel you forward when you're walking, when you're running, when you're jumping, when you're climbing. It helps support your spine. It helps support your pelvis. And yet for some reason our bums always go lazy and switch off. So it's good to train them to make sure they stay in full game. Right, we're pulsing to the side. Lift the leg and pulse. We lift and lift and lift. Your goal, by the way, is to not just pulse really, really fast, but make it squeezy and squeezy and squeezy. And I should have said on the last round, if you do get stuck, obviously there's breaks and coming back in, but you can just use your body weight here. And if you didn't do that on the other side, you just got to do it on this side and just try and power through. Make yourself as even as possible. It burns so much. Oh yeah, burning and burning and burning. Nice to the diagonal. Take a little break in between. Taking as many breaks as you want. Remember I said at the start, like, it's fine, it's normal. So you have to not judge me when I do it. Here's another one. Woo! My butt's burning so much. Yes. And by butt, both my butt cheeks on fire. It burns so much. Oh, now to the back. If you manage to transition straight there, cool. Well done. I'm having that little break before I go. And lift in and lift in. Lift in. Can I do the whole thing without another break? I don't know. Sometimes when you take breaks, by the way, you've got to decide on yourself, like, did you absolutely need it? Or could you have gone on a few more reps? Were you just mentally fatiguing? Or were you actually physically at that point where you're like, I cannot carry on? I've started to lose my technique there. I don't know if you saw how much I was falling forward. So mine's the right decision to take a little break. And you got 3 and 2 and 1. Nice, perfect. Take the feet nice and wide. Squats down and up. Squats down and up. Really push your knees outwards. Drive them out. That's done now. And the good news is, everything else that we do is going to be down on the floor. I didn't know say down on the floor or lying on the floor, so I nearly said dying on the floor. Hopefully it's not that. Stay with me. Yeah, nice. Well done. Release. 20 seconds to come to plank position. So if you did find, I should have said sorry earlier, if it was too much on your wrists, then you can always come down to your forearms. We're going to start just with a plank hold. Choose your poison, knees or toes. Just hold in and hold in. Actively push down into the floor with your hands. So notice if your scaps have come like this, or you've got a little bit sagging through the back, push down on the floor. Think of pushing up and back towards the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone and pike the hips up a little bit. I would always rather your hips were too high like this, rather than too low like this. So lift and crunch. Take your feet a little bit wider. This time take your left arm to the side and then back down. To the side and then back down. To the side and down. Try not to whoop down the floor. Yeah! So you're looking to lift and lower with control. Or as much control as you can manage. If that means, again, you're not lifting as high, completely fine. Just lift as high as you can go before your body starts to twist. The second you feel that body opening, so you've gone a little bit too far. Now lift the leg, and again, if you need to take a child's pose in between, take the child's pose. And then it's the left leg, small lift and lower. Tiny lift and lower. How do you lift the leg? By squeezing the left butt cheek. So give it a little squeeze, that's how it lifts off. Think solidify the leg, tap it down. So you're now working the butt as well as your abs. So that's all your core, by the way. Lift in and lower in. Again, try not to slam the foot down, control it down. And then going for the hold. You can go to the side if you need. If you feel it open, take a break. Come in and maybe reach closer to the floor. If you need to take multiple takes, you take multiple breaks. But picture now you had a tray of drinks on your back. You're aiming to keep it completely parallel to the floor. If you open your hips at all, it's going to all spill and crash. So as level as possible, you've absolutely got this. I say from kneeling. Right, come in and do the same thing again, but with your leg. So lifting the left leg off, holding, and completely take breaks if you need. This is such a long time to be holding a plank. It's a long time on the wrists and shoulders and chest as well. As soon as you can, you're in. It's less than 20 seconds to go. Breathe, and as you breathe out, push harder into the hands. Push the floor away. Do it again. Every time you exhale, push down harder. The more you push into the floor, the more you're going to have confidence in your upper body. Yeah, nice. Well done. Right, because we're now going to work both legs same side. I'm personally going to go to a heavier band and probably regret it. Feel free to sit the same band. This time, you're going to be having the band just above the knees. Just above the knees. Oh, smells bandy. So lie down onto your back. Band is just above knees. Take your feet about hip width apart, and then just pull the knees apart and then come back in. Pull the knees apart and then back in. So spreading the knees away. Again, it's working the side of your bum. It's got a bit foldy, cream. Using the side of the bum to open. Sorry, got well distracted there. Side of your butt. Notice if your heels have collapsed in like this. Push them out as well. And just pressing out and in. Going as wide as you can manage. Nice. Hold it out and then do slow pulses on the edge. Slow pulses. And if you're not feeling this in the side of your bum, it's brutal. Not feeling the side of your bum, then just poke the side of your bum. Let it pulse in, slow and controlled. Coming out and out. Hips are down on the floor at the moment, so the focus is purely, just into the red, this was being really mean on my legs. This was purely just the side of your bum. Just the side of your bum. Let's see how you're doing. And I'll go for fast pulses. So literally just going to burn out, pulsing. I think I've just let you do much. Pulsing. La 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 la. Pulsing. Really spread the knees apart, control it. So it's fast but still controlled. So make sure it's not flinging you inwards, but you're controlling it out in. Let it burn. How much can you make it burn? Oh yeah, that booty burn so good. Oh yeah. Which is that exact same thing, but with the hips lifted. So this time, lift your hips off away from the floor. So squeeze your butt to lift your hips up, and same thing, you're pressing the knees out and in, and out and in. I think I'm too sweaty. I'm going to put even higher over the shorts. No, that's not going to make it wet. I hope your band's fine for you, by the way. Mine's having a nightmare. Bam, 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 bam. Out and in, feeling this. So using this strength of the lower part of the bum to lift the hips up. Side part of the bum to open the knees. Hold it out, slow pulses, continuously clenching your bum to keep the hips lifted and level. They might not be lifted too high off the ground. That is completely fine. You lift as far as you can manage before you feel it in your back. So keeping the hips and ribs close to each other like always. Slowly pulses, slowly resisting, because you know you're going to get times to go and do that faster. Oh, the butt's been brutalized today. Let's go fast as you can, 4 seconds, completely burn the butt out, because this is the last bit on the bun. So pulse, right on the edge. Again, as always, if you need to take a quick break, take a quick break. If you feel it, some of that is not your bum, take a break. If you're feeling your quads or your hamstrings at either thigh, take a break. come in again. It's really trying to really isolate the butt. And if that needs extra breaks to get it there, perfect. Oh, God, it feels really good, doesn't it? You've got about 10 seconds to go, and then the bum is done with. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, release. Get rid of your band. Mean band today. That was mean. And then we're going to finish with that similar sequence with crunches. So a mini round of crunches. Get your heels in as close to your butt as you can in order to make it so that we're not going to go to a full sit. Tuck your chin and then just curl your body up to a crunch and lower yourself down. Curling up and lower down. We're just going to do one set through and do exactly the same thing as you just did the hip bridge. So we're going to curl up full range. Then we're going to pulse slowly and then fast. So it's quite a long time to be crunching. If you start to feel it in your neck, just very lightly support your head with your hands. It might just be you can literally support with 2 fingers and just help you get in that kind of tilted long neck position, and that can help. Try not to yank your head down like this. You're crunching slowly up and down. And now hold it up. Hold from here, go higher, down to where you held. Higher, down to where you held. So you're really trying to keep it at the top inch of the movement. Breathe out every time you crunch. Breathe in, breathe it out, breathing in. Slow crunch pulses. Typically a crunch and a sit up is a sit up. You sit all the way up, your lower back comes off the floor. This is just your shoulders, so it's really isolating the upper part of your abs. Right, and here, just slow squeezes. Notice if your shoulders got closer and closer to the floor. Breathe in, breathe out, and really try and resist and come up a little bit higher. What we do, fast pulses to the end. So you pulse, 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 pulse. If you feel it in that back, if you feel it in your neck, take a break. Get it, maybe poke your abs on this one. And then again, tuck, lift. Pulse into the finish, trying to burn your abs out. Got 15 seconds to go. Taking a breath, and as you breathe out, so you can crunch a little bit higher and stay higher. It's going to feel like it's absolutely ringing out, like quite painful in the abs, but you can hold it. You got 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Oh, relax down. Stretch your arms out overhead. Stretch your legs out. Arch your back away from the floor. Stretch your abs. Oh, did it. How do you feel? How do you find that? Always give me feedback. Was your bum better than my bum? If you do ever find it easy, try and kind of advance yourself onto a heavier band or 2 bands. Stretch your bum. So across right ankle, over left thigh, relax the knee forwards. And then you're just reaching forward through the legs for the left thigh. Stretching the left butt. Sorry, stretching the right butt. Holding the left leg. Feel the stretch in the right. And it. Burn, burn, burn. Switch your legs. Cross the ankle over, push the knee away, and then reach forward for the right thigh. Feel the stretch on the left bum. As you pull the leg towards you, think of pushing your bum down towards the floor. After we did the one side, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do the other side. So I'm glad. I don't know about you, I feel glad I made it through. Just hug your knees in. Take a few rolls around, side to side. Basically, right now, do any other stretch you feel like you need. So if that's hugging your knees in, maybe you want to roll over, do some cat and cows. Maybe you stretch your shoulders from all the plank work. But just do whatever is going to make your body feel really great for having done this workout. Just feel really proud of yourself. There's literally no breaks apart from to faff with the band. So well done. And then just rock yourself up. So give yourself I did amazing. Give feedback. Let me know how you get on. Let me know if you find it easy, hard, impossible. You want easier, you want shorter, you want longer, you want the same kind of thing, you want different, etc. Just feedback all the time. Keep feeding back to me, and that way I always know what you're wanting. But enjoy. Well done. Thank you so much for training with me.